Fear that if I'm not the one doing it all, I'll disappoint someone, or worse, I won't be seen as valuable anymore. So what about you, Marie?
Yeah, it's interesting that as you're going through that, right, you brought it back to fear because when I dig deep into why I feel like I have to do it all, if I dig deep enough and keep asking myself why, it does end up resolving back to a fear-based response. And I think that's not atypical, right, for anyone as humans. We know that under stress, we do default frequently into that fear mode. And as I was digging through, right, I dig through the perfectionism piece,
Mm,
right? I have to do it right. It has to be done now. Um, and, you know, that lack of patience is also a symptom of perfectionism.
mm,
And then you dig underneath that and it goes into seeking approval, right? I'm looking for approval, and it started for me in childhood. I am the oldest of five. I am the oldest by about 4 years. So I was always the one who took care of the younger siblings when my parents were busy. And that responsible, right, so you talked about being the strong one. For me, it was the responsible one. Different words, same kind of story, right? And I took that lesson of I have to be responsible, I have to do it, I have to be
mm,
the one to help out in order to get approval. I took that message, right from childhood into college and then into my first career as a teacher and then into corporate. And I'm really working very hard to not bring that into the business that I run, because I don't want that fear of perfectionism and that seeking approval, right? The only person I need to seek approval from is myself when you run your own business. And that is true whether you are running your own business, running your own career, regardless of who your employer is, or even in your family. You need to seek
yeah.
that approval from yourself. And we, especially as women, societally, I'll figure out how to say that word at some point, but culturally, we are conditioned to really be those people pleasers and seek approval and be the support network for our families. And we've carried that into our careers. And we can't do it all because, as you said, emotionally and physically, we get stretched too thin and then we kind of collapse, and everything kind of collapses around us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.